Living in a haunted house doesn't always have to be scary. Sometimes it could be just chilling with that weird friend of yours who keeps talking about plans to let his mother rest after all these years of hard work by putting her to sleep for good, and you only assumed he was talking about sending her to a nursing home or maybe buying her a house. It turned out he was planning to buy her a coffin. That somehow takes us to the next video, where we have two pieces of footage from completely different perspectives. One seems peaceful at first but shifts the narrative very quickly, and the other also seems peaceful but stays the same despite the paranormal activity taking place. In one, we have CCTV footage taken from a nanny cam, where we can see the mother's kids sleeping peacefully, though this was just the beginning, as on the side of their bed there was a controller sitting on a desk. That thing was pulled from its place and fell to the floor, though the noise didn't wake the two sleeping angels, nor did it wake the two young fellows sleeping. After multiple examinations, the mother claims that there might be a hand appearing to pull that controller. We may never know, but the single mother, and she is single in case you didn't know, has another video. It was recorded in the middle of the day. The sun was exposed, the birds were birding and chirping, and the ghosts were on duty. As you will see in the video, the front door was already opened on its own prior to the recording. The mother took advantage and decided to communicate. She began asking this ghost to react by moving the door, and so he responded. That door went back and forth, closing and opening.
Close the door. Can you close the door, please? What the?
Come on, let me ask. Open the door if you need help.
What the?
You do?
Oh my! It opened it wide as. Oh my God!
Close the door if you need
I
help.
swear to God, I put it on.
Oh my! What is it doing? What? Bro, no!
I'm scared.
Yes, I knew. Yes, I knew. Elgin,
Daniel,
please.
do you see
Elgin,
it?
can you please? It's closed all the way, bro. It's closed all the way.
Open the door all the way if you need help.
This place haunted.
Oh my God!
Close the door if you need help. Close the door.
I'm getting scared.
Oh,
I'm getting so
there it
scared.
goes.
I'm
There it
finna
goes.
cry,
Let
bro.
him move it.
I feel like this spirit haunting them is on a mission. Let me explain. It was mentioned that the mother is single. Now, I don't know if her ex-husband is alive or not, but regardless, he might be the spirit or the one who sent the spirit. These days, you could never trust anyone around you, not even yourself. Take me, for example. I myself look at the mirror and all I see is a liar. Unfortunately, I once wrote it on the mirror and forgot it was permanent ink, so it has never been removed since then, and the mirror hasn't been replaced. But in all seriousness, the next lady is one more example of why you should never trust anyone. Ashley Lynn, a lady who makes everyday videos on social media, recently bought a house from one of her relatives. I don't know how much she purchased it for, but it better be dirt cheap, not just because it's old and he is her relative, but for the most important reason. The house itself is haunted. Scary, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. He never told her, at least based on the information I have. It seems that he didn't tell her that the house was haunted. Maybe he didn't know, but I doubt that. His daughter even told Ashley that she once heard whispers. But how did Our Lady discover that her newly occupied house is haunted? Well, it all started when she began hearing strange noises coming from upstairs. Even though she has 2 cats, they have nothing to do with these noises. What makes me so confident, though? Well, I don't listen to what critical people say about me. When it comes to the cats of Ashley, they began acting as if they were seeing someone or something upstairs and fixating on the direction of the staircase. It was getting creepier and creepier very fast until the lady began hearing whispers behind her. She obviously freaked out, and that's when the daughter of the relative from whom she bought the house mentioned the paranormal activity she witnessed. Ashley decided to install a security camera in the guest room where most of this paranormal activity is coming from, and what she caught made her reconsider keeping that camera. Her cat was in the room, which made the ghosts mess with the closet doors, opening and closing them.
No one was in the closet. So sometimes I come up here and the closet door is like this. Now, there could be explanations to that, but I came up here because I got a notification on my camera that there was movement. So that's why I came up here and checked the closet. But no one is in the closet. Coco just went in there because, again, she's obsessed with going in closets. I keep this as my extra spare closet, which is random shit in it, to be honest, like pillows, blankets, things like that. But Coco doesn't really seem scared of a lot of things, especially if it's going to let her into a closet. Like, she loves it. She loves to be in places she's not supposed to be. So she's already thinking of ways she can climb. Also, I did check to make sure there's no crawl spaces, like any attic entrances, and there's not. Yeah, so sometimes Coco does look into this room, freaks me out, but again, if it has anything to do with a closet, she's all for it. She loves to be in a closet. It's so weird. Coco, you're not afraid, are you? Coco, are you afraid? She's not, but no one in the closet. Also, I unplugged the camera because, again, I don't need to know. If it's not evil, it's not hurting me, it's not hurting the cats, we can coexist. I just don't need to see it. Also, that camera is so delayed. Like, all of the notifications come so late, and I could be in here walking around and talking, and I would leave, and there'd be like, person detected. And it's like, oh nope, that was me. Duh. So it is very outdated. So I just think this was probably not the best idea. But anyways.
The viewer's argument point about the legitimacy of her videos is pretty weak in my opinion. Just because the cat didn't freak out when witnessing the door's activity doesn't mean it was staged. Some cats are just way too chill. In my life, I have never seen something as strange as the next video. Look, have you ever seen a bed shaking out of fear? Yeah, you may think to yourself, what is that which is so scary? Even a solid object with no soul or emotions and no feelings shook when it sensed something beyond frightening. I feel like I was describing myself right there. Anyways, back in 2014, 2 beautiful girls were staying overnight at their grandma's house. One of them decided to record after she saw the ribbons that were attached to the ceiling fan. She noticed they were moving on their own. You might think to yourself, well, these robins are very light in weight, so it's easy for them to slightly move on their own. Nia thought that might be the case, because the slightest breeze could make it move, but after she inspected the room, every source of air was completely shut. What freaked her out even more was Coco. Coco isn't a ghost. It's the grandma's dog. He was staring at nothing, as if he were seeing a ghost of some sort. Coco later hid under the bed out of fear, and when things got serious, he was seen running out of the room. This Coco was supposed to be protecting. Instead, he was running. How lame. To be honest, what made him run at the end was very reasonable, because the bed itself began shaking on its own. It was such an intense, fearful moment.
Bro.
Did that boy text you yet?
No, look. Coco can tell something's wrong. Do you see that?
Huh?
The ribbons. Coco. Coco. What you doing down here?
Bye, Coco.
Bye, Coco. What the f... What?
It was said that Nia thought there was an earthquake in the moment. Well, after that experience, she might have wished it was an earthquake. Like, what was her grandma doing in that house? If you ever feel betrayed at any moment in your life, it mostly happens around sunset time. But why that exact time? I don't know. I feel like most problems would probably occur at that time. Although time isn't the only thing I was going to talk about, as I was saying, feeling betrayed by your friends isn't a nice feeling, especially if that takes place in a random situation of fear. So now you're going to open up emotionally and cry us a river, isn't that correct? Not 100%, because you forgot to mention my financial problems. But here's the thing about betrayal. The next video would set a good example to look for, as we have a group of investigators. Shiro and his friends, or so-called friends, decided to explore this anonymous abandoned place, and things didn't go as planned. Really? How is that so? Well, the package was supposed to arrive yesterday, but instead it was pushed until next Monday. We were talking about the investigation. That also didn't go as well as they hoped. Inside the building, their first real encounter was with what looked like a sheet of cloth, piled up and full of red stains. So what? It's just some food coloring. Well, if the source of that food coloring was humanoid, then we are on the same plane. They blurred the scene, so it wasn't so clear what the objects on the ground were, but it doesn't matter because it was all followed up by some faint sounds and noises. Even the sounds of something dropping really caught the attention of Shiro multiple times. Things got ugly later. How ugly is it on a scale of 1 to 10? Disgustingly ugly. It seems like these ghosts really didn't hold back. They actually didn't when they dropped what looked like animal cages on Shiro's head or when he felt touched by the shoulder. But what I was referring to was when they went to the toilets. Yes, folks, don't pay too much attention to that part. The betrayal came at the end when they left Shiro inside to face his fate with that ghostly figure.
これは色が落ちちゃってるんじゃないですかね。もともとの枕かなんかの色が。なんか音しましたね。これサビっすか？いや、これこっちです。え、待って、何これ？あれ、ここに来たことあるんですよね。はい。谷さん。ここ今骨あるじゃないですか。普通に猫が亡くなったのは全然廃墟で見たことあるんですけど、この状況にうわすげえ。すごくないですか？めっちゃ小さいね。待って。 あれはちょっとえぐいぞ。なんか猫みたいな音してないですか？声が聞こえますね、今。なんか猫みたいな。え、いつ切れたこれ。あ、つかないね。マジでつかないです。なんで？下からだったっすね。マジ？いや、記憶にないですね。なんか前来た時よりなんか少なくなってるんですよ、物が。てか、すげえ今寒気したんですけど、これまた神棚何でしたっけ、この魂抜き？仏抜きか、してないっすよね、これは完全に。してないっすね、これ家族かな。なんすか今の音。なんすか今の音。大丈夫ですかっていうか。どういう部屋なんだこれ。なんかこの鏡に映ったりしないかな。待って。なんかすげえ声聞こえる。ちょっと待って。気持ち悪い。何今の。取り囲んどここ。ちょっと待って。ちょっと待って。寒気がえぐい。めっちゃ物音するんだけど。ちょっと。誰？どうしたんだろう。気づかんのかな。
Maybe you're saying, well, they didn't leave him alone on purpose. Instead, he asked for it, or he didn't want to leave earlier. I still call that betrayal because you won't leave your friend behind no matter what in such a racking place. Here are Don, Doll, and Brick, the three little bears in the jungle. I feel like I'm about to tell you a story before bed, but that's actually not true. Yeah, I know, now you have that surprised face. I know how shocking it could be sometimes, knowing that you're in a top scary video. So who are these three little bears? I mean, three men. These folks are paranormal investigators, not investors. These guys are exploring this old abandoned house, and I don't know the story of this house, if there is any. In fact, when was the last time I knew anything about something? But that's the twist. Talking about the actual events, these dudes were using the ghost detecting device to see if there was a possibility of any spirits in this place. But lucky enough for them, the device was telling them, yes folks, there are some demons in this place, so for your own safety, you should leave. But they are so stubborn, and they kept going. The device lost its balls on them and decided to call it a service. He said, never mind these idiots, they ain't going to leave until one of them gets it hard on his head. Did the device actually say all of that? As we know, it can only make peeping sounds. It obviously didn't, but that's what I would say if I were that device. Regardless, as predicted, while one of them was talking to the camera, trying to steal the lights while telling his life story, the other was somewhere in the house trying to do his job when the demon decided to do his job on him, like possessing him. And the problem doesn't end there. When the team tried to rescue him, they made things worse, as a scorpion appeared out of nowhere and pinched the poor dude. What did the team do? So stupidly, they helped the Scorpio pinch him again.
Chegou a hora que eu fui chegar aqui perto da porta, a energia foi tão forte que eu me assustei, né? O K2 praticamente explodiu. E deixem o seu joinha, tá bom? Cadê? O que foi? Caramba.
Por que você tocou no meu cabelo?
É, galera. Aí,
Fala
galera.
comigo. Vocês estão vendo?
Aí, galera.
Por que você tocou em mim?
Te expulsar ou querer fazer algum tipo de mal para você. Motivo número 2. O que foi, Danilo? Danilo? Te machucou. Tá doendo aonde?
Quer ajuda ele?
Peraí.
Leva pra fora.
Calma, Danilo. Leva os pensamentos. Ajuda aqui. Não, senta aí. Senta.
Levanta a cabeça.
Existe, Paulo, que é importante, mano. Tá filmando, né?
Filme agora.
Filme que é importante. Filme. Tá melhor, Danilo? Tá melhor? Fica assim. Eu sinto alguma coisa em cima dele, o cara começa a disparar, ele começa a passar mal. Filme, Paulo, ele. O pessoal vê.
Escorpião, Danilo, tá parado?
Ixi, tem um escorpião aqui, mano.
Pega não, né?
Peraí, Danilo, tem um escorpião aqui, peraí.
Pega não.
Tem um escorpião aqui, mano.
Tira a mão.
Ixi, como é que eu vou tirar ele?
Se mexe não.
Ai, meu Deus. Peraí, Danilo. Peraí.
Levanta.
Está bem aqui, ó. Olha aqui,
Levanta o braço.
Bem aqui, ó.
Aqui, ó, deixa eu pegar.
Não, deixa eu tirar ele. Ixi, mano. Levanta aí.
You can't be rough with a Scorpio in that position, especially when he is on your friend's neck. What if that thing ended up sending your friend to the skies? It's like trying to rescue your friend with your hands from a criminal who's holding him hostage with his gun. That was a long example. I don't really know where I begin with this next video. It's one of a kind when it comes to this investigator specifically. Midwest Ghost Hunter, also known as Ian, I have seen most of his investigations, but this one just took things a step further. You see, I don't know what you see. Throughout the years and all the investigations this man conducted, never have I seen him encounter such a figure in the way he did in this next one. But before we begin, let's get to know a little about the place he went to. It's called a school if you've ever heard of that place. Glenula School, a location rumored to be cursed and haunted by multiple spirits, was built in 1916 and was shut down back in 1995. Though what was behind its closure is a mystery, it was said that a witch had her son studying there who was mistreated by whomever was in that school, which led to the curse of the place. I mean, she's a witch. It's her job. Don't poke the bear and expect him to stand in silence, especially if that bear is a mother. Back to the bear. Back to the investigation itself. As he kicked it off, he immediately heard some knocks on one of the doors. As he checked and took photos afterward, he noticed that in one of the images he took, a handprint was seen on the glass of the door, which could have been where the knockings came from. But these ghosts didn't let this man rest, as he later heard what sounded like footsteps running towards him. He tried to find who was running behind him, but those ghosts were too fast for this old man. The sound never stopped, from bangs and knocks, till he had to use the EMF detector, which the spirit guided him to a specific area with. In the bathroom, the stall door was slammed, while in the reflection, he captured what looks like a shadow. In the gym, which actually surprised me, there were gyms in schools back at that time, a ball rolled down the stairs on its own. The one encounter that really squeezed the fear juice out of me and him, which was the one thing that took the investigation to a whole other level, was when there was a chimney. If I'm not mistaken, he was trying to take a peek at it. Little did he know what was awaiting him. All this laughter and evil vocalization he heard earlier all came from that one terrifying figure he saw in the chimney.
Looks like some kind of nurse's office in here. They got like band-aids in here, a bunch of other stuff. What the? Who's there? Dude, I just heard a knocking sound. It's from somewhere out here. Where the did that come from? Is there someone at the door? What's at the front door? I don't know why anybody would be here at this time of night. Hello? What the heck is that? Dude, I swear to God I just seen something in the window over there. And now whatever it is, it's gone. It's gone. My name is Ian. I'd just like to be friends with ya, if that's okay. Holy oh. Oh my God. Oh, where's my flashlight? I gotta see what it was. Well, there's gotta be someone here. Hello? Dude. I just heard running footsteps up here. It literally sounded like they were just coming down these stairs. Holy moly. Okay. I just heard you. I mean, she seems like a friendly spirit. Can't be too scary, right? I sure hope not. Whoa, dude, what? Dude, where did that come from? Was it over here somewhere? Dude, I haven't even gotten in here yet, and this thing just went flying from somewhere. I don't know where. Office? Wait. No way, dude. Okay, I gotta pause this. Did she just tell me to go to the office? That would be wild if that is actually what she said. It really is like she doesn't realize she's passed away. Why don't you come out into this hallway so I can see you? Oh God. Oh God. What the? Okay, I just heard something over here. Hello? I think this is the maintenance office. Are you the maintenance man that supposedly haunts this basement? I hope you don't mind me visiting your little workshop here. Boy, this school literally looks like they all just up and left. Where did you go? Are you too busy to talk to me? Did you hear that? Okay. I'm gonna grab the key too. We're gonna go over here now. I came from this side now. It looks like another maintenance room. Did you just hear those footsteps? Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know. That was legit crazy. I just heard something over there now. That time it almost sounded like a little child's voice. It was high pitch. Let me take another picture. Oh, dude, you see that? Dude, there was another one of those little mist sprite things right over there. And again, that one's gone too. I feel like I'm surrounded. It's all right, Ian. Just stay calm. Just stay calm. They're just children. What the? Holy! Look at that! That ball's going! Oh my god, dude! There it is. You see it? Oh my god, dude, it's still moving. Holy, I gotta go towards this. Oh god, I almost slipped. Dude, where did this ball come from? I didn't even see it over there. I say, do your worst. Why don't you? Oh god. I think I just pissed it off. So you are down here with me. Perhaps people are more vulnerable in the bathroom. Holy. Okay, yeah, let's just go. Deep breaths. All right, here I come. Like I said, I'm not afraid of you. Ooh. What the hell was that? That sounded like almost like a growl. Like a growl or a breath or something, like a hiss. Whatever it was, it didn't sound human. Try to take some photos in there. Alright, I'm coming in. Well, I think it's pretty cowardly to scare children. That's what I think. It seems like you're afraid of me more than anything. Oh my god. Alright. I can just feel it. Feel it lurking around in here. Whoa, dude. I think I just seen it. I think I just seen it in that photo. Dude, it was in that mirror reflection. Right there. Holy. And there's nothing here. Just imagine if this thing starts playing out of the blue. Just listen. How many children are in this room? Whoa, what the? What the? Dude, those cabinets just opened! Oh my god, dude. No way. Look at that. They're all open. A whole bunch of them. Dude, I am speechless. And the freakiest part, and they all opened at once. All at once, in unison. Just shake it a little bit. Yeah, like that. Thank you. Holy shit. That was like on command. That tells me there's something intelligent in here with me. Are you one of the ghostly children? If so, make that sound again. Okay. Are you one of the teachers? No? Are you somebody else? Oh my god. Okay, so If you're not a teacher and you're not a student, who are you? I'm starting to get a heavy feeling in here. Right about now. Okay, I know you're here, all right? I just want to know who I'm speaking to because I have no clue. These desks are making all kinds of crazy noises. I'm gonna snap some photos in here, see if I can catch anything. What did that say? She's in the walls. This thing just said she's in the walls. Who's in the walls? Look behind you. What? What the is that? Dude, I do not remember that being open. Oh my god. That was not open before. I didn't even notice that was there. Oh god. Oh god, I gotta get out of this desk. Oh. I'm gonna shut this off. What in the world? That spirit box just said, look behind you. And that thing is wide open. Okay, just a little further in. Oh God. Oh God. I can't believe I'm doing this. What the was that? Oh. Get out of here. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What kind of figure lingers in there? If that's the djinn figure of Miss Judy, then it makes sense. You may ask me now, who is Miss Judy? Well, she isn't my ex-wife. She is an ex-teacher at this school. I don't want to come back to my elementary school one day and find it haunted. It would be such an unsettling experience, that's for sure. But more importantly, it would be sad to see that place I had so many great memories in and made lots of great friends become a chaotic mess filled with paranormal activity. This is not the story of our next dude, but it has something to do with him. Not like he is one of my old friends who used to study with me back in the day. No, but he is also a man who decided to investigate a place that was once his elementary school. He knows all its corners, all its classrooms, and he said that workers have found human remains while they were in the middle of the renovating process. This by itself is a creepy enough reason to abandon the whole school. The location is now in ruins. Even though the place has gone through many renovations, it still looks like a level straight up taken from some horror game, and with the unsettling atmosphere while the investigation was going, it just made things worse. As the man was walking around, he kept feeling like something or someone was following him. He insisted that he heard footsteps behind him on multiple occasions, but there was no one in the building or even near him. What made things even creepier were the sounds in the background, sounds of children screaming. You might want to use your ears for this one though, in case you have had your ears on sleep mode. The paranormal activity didn't stop there, no, as he also heard the sounds of doors slamming shut by themselves, and what proved these to be true was one of the doors that swung right in front of him.
Lo que no entiendo es por qué truena todo. Se los juro que aquí no se siente la brisa del aire. Uy, se los juro que escuché un paso atrás de mí. No es payasada, escuché un paso atrás de mí. De hecho, esta parte ¡Hola! Esto era la primaria, amigos. Es un lugar grandísimo, prácticamente van a hacer lo que se va a... Encontraron restos óseos, restos de personas. No, güey. Güey, valió mal. Me espantó la puerta. Y se siente en realidad se siente una sensación, pero fea aquí adentro. Oiga. ¡Hola! Ustedes oyeron, o sea, literal se escucha que están azotando las puertas aquí adentro y no hay nadie. ¡Hola! Estoy completamente solo, amigos, o sea, no hay nadie más aquí. ¡Hola! ¿Quién anda ahí? No se escuchaba eso ahorita. ¡Hola! Se los juro que estoy en este lugar y hasta se me enchina la piel. Pero o sea, estoy de aquel lado y la puerta no se mueve. Sinceramente no se mueve la puerta. O sea, miren, y estoy de aquel lado y les apuesto lo que quieran a que se va a cerrar. Oigan. El problema es de esta que se azota. Y no se está azotando. Aquí lo va a hacer. Y no hay nadie, o sea, ¿verdad? Vamos a regresarnos por donde mismo, amigos. Vamos a darnos una buena vuelta a ver si podemos captar algo, no sé. Miren, esto es lo que les digo, o sea, se me desenfoca. O sea, se mueve todo, no entiendo por qué. Realmente no entiendo. Ahorita se escuchaba que estaban azotando una puerta acá. Esa puerta sí sé cuál es. Pero acá no, o sea, no hay modo de que se azote una puerta de este lado. Yo entré por aquí. O sea, yo entré por aquí y no se estaba azotando nada. Tengo una sensación como si alguien me estuviera siguiendo, no sé. O sea, es raro todo esto de aquí. Va a ser una exploración realmente fantástica la de este lugar. Este lugar tiene mucha historia, pero mucha historia. Vamos a subir un poquito el brillo.
There was definitely some wind in there, but obviously it was mostly the sound of air blowing through the microphone. And even if we say these doors were slamming shut due to nature taking its turn, we can't forget about these sounds in the background. They may not have been clear enough, but if you listen carefully, you will hear it. I remember that I had seen the next video a long time ago, but I didn't find its source back then, so I decided to scrap it and not feature it. But today, it's different. It was the judgment day for this man as we welcome him warmly to the list. I feel like I'm talking about a different list a lot of you are familiar with. This guy, who calls himself X-Man Gage and who's a fully grown dude, made a video about 11 years ago where he was in the middle of chaos. He wasn't fighting with his wife, no, he was fighting his demons. And I mean that literally. But before I forget, no wonder I wasn't able to find his channel back in the day. He calls himself X-Man, while also being an adult. Regardless, back to his fight with his own demons, it seems like they were the ones who began throwing hands with him as he was in panic mode right from the start. It was overwhelming. The paranormal activity was all over him. The chandelier was swinging, followed by the lights flickering. He was trying to calm himself down while also making a deal with these ghosts, but they didn't listen and proceeded until they threw all his stuff out of the cabinets in the kitchen, which forced the man to book 2 nights in the nearest hotel.
What the? Dude, this.
This was purely ghostly. That's what I call being straight to the point. Props to the ghosts for making it definite and apparent. Those are some enraged masters at what they do. I feel guilty praising the ghosts while the man was running at the time. I don't want you to take the title you see on your screen personally, because it was never about you, nor is it about the guy in the next video. Then, if it's not you or the next dude, who is it? Well, that's what we will know in the next episode of Who Was Walking Outside. Obviously, I'm about to get to the bottom of it, so hang in there, champ. It will be over in no time. Just keep hanging on. The video we have next features a man who has a channel on YouTube where he does camping videos. Though I haven't seen his channel, I took the clip from an Instagram account that had republished it. His name is Hype Mike. That's the channel name of the next guy, not what I named my weenie. The man decided the other night to camp near a village. The village has nothing terrifying about it. It's just your typical every Sunday village. The problem started when the night fell and the man was preparing to get himself some comfortable sleep inside his tent when something scary happened. A loud scream out of nowhere made the man jump even though he was sitting on his butt. That's how spooked he was. The man began questioning who in the world could have screamed like this. But not long after, it was followed by footsteps. These footsteps were getting closer and closer till they surrounded the tent. The man had no business in this, and then some faint-like screams began echoing around, but they could never tell what was making all these sounds.
All the time, as well as...
Turn off the light, turn off the light, turn off the light.
I know. Okay, that was weird. What are the odds something just walks next to us?
Well, I got it.
Sounds like a person.
There are suspicions that this might have been a wolf or a skinwalker, but how can you tell it could have been a skinwalker when the guy literally couldn't even film outside his tent while the events were taking place? And I doubt it could have been a wolf. Somewhere in this world, at a beer shop, something eerie once happened back in 2021. The guy who explains the story works there, or at least he worked there at the time. His name is Raining Babies, not like he was raining babies, or like his name makes the babies rain. Okay, it's ridiculous, so I will cut it short. This handsome bearded man works at Wolfen Brewing, also known, or rumored, to be haunted. How was he assured? Well, as of one day, he was talking to a lady trying to rizz himself up. He was discussing with her the reputation of the place being haunted. At that moment, he experienced something creepy. He had to review the footage from the security cameras with his boss, because what he saw was what looked like a figure walking up the stairs near the entrance door. The figure in the footage itself wasn't clear, but you can tell there was a distortion, as if something walked up the stairs. The other day, a woman, a weird woman in fact, entered the store and had some eerie stuff to say to the employees, mentioning how she eats dog food and whatever else. As she left the store, she stayed lingering around from the outside, oddly. But the one clip that assured us the place was indeed haunted was when a hat was left off the hanger and fell off.
You know, there's certain things that have happened while working there that I can't exactly explain, and customers regularly ask us, like, oh, what's going on with the haunting? You know, So I found myself in that situation the other day, and I'm talking to this woman who is just asking me like, oh, what's your story here? So I'm telling her and helping customers, and she's standing around waiting, and then we keep going back into it. And then at one point, I'm kind of like wrapping up, a hat just flies off the wall and just lands. It's on a hook, you know, for sale merch, you know, it just flies off and lands on the ground. It's like spinning around. It was very weird, kind of caught me off guard. I was like, what was that? And I made my boss, I was like, hey, Katie, you gotta check the cameras, because like, that is wacky, that just happened. Like, did I see that right? You know, like what was going on? So she does, and we're stuck with this. Now, you could see to the right of the door, there's kind of like a movement right there, and then it proceeds to go like up the stairs, but it could be someone, you know, just walking on the outside on our front porch right there. It's very weird. It's something I can't explain. Now, even weirder than that is the next day, that same woman came back in, and she was wearing the same exact clothes. And which is fine. I'm not judging. Maybe she had some, you know, had a fun night. Maybe got it lucky. You know, she could have stayed somewhere close to here, you know, or maybe she lives there. Who knows? But she comes back the next day wearing the same exact clothes, and she's very shady. She's like stumbles in, and we went back and like watched the security camera on this. And I wasn't there at the time when she came in, but I got there right after that. She stands in the corner and just stares up the wall. Then she goes in front of the bathrooms, and you can't see like on the camera what she's doing. And you just assume she's in the bathroom. But then a customer walks over to go to the bathroom and is like startled because they're like, whoa. Then she comes out and she asks them what they're eating. Being back in, like how long was she out on the porch just like staring in after the video cuts off? It's wild. It was a bizarre thing. I don't know what's up with that lady, but more importantly, I don't know what's up with that hat. That's the most evidence I've seen of something, and I mean, I saw it with my own eyes. It was right in front of me as I'm talking to this woman.
I don't know if this dude still works there, but honestly, I'm not surprised by that weird woman. I mean, when working at a beer shop, all kinds of people will be encountered. Perhaps this lady was more on the familiar side than others. But the fact that this store was already known to be haunted just makes things 10 times creepier. As I searched it up on Google, if the results are correct, the store is still open, and so is an opportunity for you to subscribe and watch the next video on screen.